So we're currently at a petrol station, just less than an hour's drive I think from Szeged, for a toilet stop and whatever else anybody on the bus needed. It's been a comfortable drive, got through the border with ease, didn't even have to interact with the border police, just gave the driver my passport, he showed the police and we got through. Didn't even need a vaccine, didn't need my vaccine pass, although I do have it. So we'll set back off in a couple of minutes towards Szeged. So arrived in Szeged, Hungary. Bus station just behind me. Don't know where I'm going, so I've got to find my bearings. First impressions, a lot bigger, a lot busier than I anticipated. The weather is beautiful, I can't complain. In 1879, Hungary lost its second largest city, Szeged. It was almost completely wiped out by the Great Flood. Only 265 buildings survived. Just days later, the whole world offered help in rebuilding this city, and soon it became what it is today, full of palaces and churches and parks, boulevards in various different styles of architecture. I want to try and explore and see if we can see some of these different styles today. It'd be very interesting from a historical standpoint. Architecture is something that I'm not an expert on, but I do appreciate. So join me as we explore the city. I have around 7 hours here, which should be ample time to see some interesting things. Walking around the city centre, it's beautiful, it's peaceful, lots of beautiful statues and buildings. You can all see all the different styles that we used when rebuilding the city after the Great Floods. This is one impressive church. Cathedral of Our Lady of Hungary. We originally started construction in 1913, but the outbreak of the First World War meant that it was postponed. It wasn't completed until 1930. Quite an impressive work. No, I'm not a religious guy, as I think I've probably said in the previous video on about churches, but I am always impressed by them, especially ones as good as this. It's also one of those churches where you have to really walk around the perimeter just to really appreciate all the intricate details. That it's quite a sad monument, not quite sure what it means, but this one's a little bit grim. Here we have what looks like a malnourished child holding a scary Death Eater style figure. I'll have to look into what that one means. Maybe something to do with a famine, 1932, 1933. I'm going to Google that. Must be some kind of famine. So it turns out actually this monument is memorial to the victims of the famine genocide in Ukraine, 1932, 1933. Makes sense with it written both in Hungarian and in Ukrainian. On a much brighter note, I've just been speaking to a friend of mine on Facebook who is actually from Szeged. He's been kind to drop a few recommendations for places to hang out, places to see, and most importantly right now with the mood I'm in, places to eat and things to eat. He's recommended me a Middle Eastern restaurant which I might go to for dinner. And although this restaurant was something I found myself, he's recommended me some dishes, saying that Szeged is known for its fish soup and for its specialties based around catfish. Well, at a quick glance at the menu, it has both those things. So I'm in the Cathedralis restaurant for lunch, trying unicum for the very first time. I also ordered a German wheat beer, always a sure treat. I always like a good German wheat beer.
Apparently has medicinal benefits, but they say that about just about every spirit, don't they? Not bad. I've ordered the famous Szeged fish soup to start, and I'm going for catfish paprikash. So here we have the famous Szeged fish soup. Let's give it a go. Oh, so some nice big chunks of fish in here. Might as well start with one of those. Looks like it's soaked up a little bit of the broth too, so should be nice. I'll actually show what fish this is. Hot. It's nice. Got a really nice texture. Cooks really well in this broth. The broth's got like a rich tomatoey kind of flavour to it. And also, obviously, the fish. Merge it in the broth. It's really tasty. The flavours of the fish have really come off into the broth, so even when you've not got a bit of fish on the spoon, you still taste it. I like it. What I didn't know was there's clearly a lot of paprika in this. It would be rude not to have paprika in a dish made in the home of Hungarian paprika. You can sort of see a lot of that in the colour. Clean plate, good review. Catfish, paprikash sauce, noodles. First I'm going to dip some of these noodles in this sauce here, like that. See what that tastes like. The actual catfish itself. I'm going to try a little piece actually on its own, so I can get a flavour of the catfish. Really tender, really juicy. Just left the restaurant. Very good meal overall. I'm absolutely stuffed. Portions very generous to say the least. The bill came to 9,113 forints. This included the unicum, the German wheat beer, the fish soup, and the catfish paprikash, and a service charge, and that works out to around £20, or maybe, I don't know, like 23, 24 euros. Not the cheapest in Hungary, given the location. I expected as much. So you want me to do play limbo? 3 hours left in Szeged. We're off to Troja, Middle Eastern restaurant. So outside the Troja restaurant right now. I've ordered the Euro plate. Looks good. It's a hefty plate as well. I think this came to around £4. Can't go wrong. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Decent shell. Finish. We'll get some alcohol. I have 2.5 hours left, so I have to go to Budapest.
not the easiest train station to find. I was worried for a second there. It's a little bit out of the way, about 2 kilometres from the centre. Fortunately I'm here, I've almost half an hour to spare. I'm happy with that result. Budapest, I'm coming. Rather unconventional way of crossing onto platforms. You just walk over the tracks. I don't know, maybe it's commonplace, just not in the UK. Here we are. Platform 5. End destination, Budapest. 1845. This may be my train. We made it. On time. What a smooth trip. Find a seat, get on board, get comfortable, and off we go. Goodbye, Szeged. So, I've arrived back in Budapest for the final leg of my trip. I'm going to check into my hotel, relax for the rest of the night, and then prepare for my final day. Can't believe it's sadly over. Well, it's been a long, fun and tiring day full of walking, exploring, drinking and eating, bookended by a bus journey and a train journey. I've been in 3 cities, 2 countries in one day.